Hello.
Hi, I'm
Oh
Siri.
my gosh, Siri's talking to me, you guys. That's funny. How are you all this evening? Hold on, I'm gonna pull up so I can see what I got going on here. 1 minute. Okay. I can see I have two people in here, but I don't know who's here because nobody's typed anything yet in the group chat. So, but hello, thank you for being here. I felt like hanging out with my Degen friends this evening. I am drinking some raspberry tea. It is my favorite. It is, it is. Oh, hello, Adam. I always get surprised when you chat because I know you don't really like being called out when you chat. But hello, hello. Um, yes, I'm a whole vibe this evening. So rest in peace to the legend, George Foreman. He passed away. 76 years old, you guys. He won 2 championships. It's very, very sad. Very sad. Didn't he was famous for the George Foreman grill and having like 12 kids named after him. There was like George and Georgina and like George again and then Georgie and he had like a bunch of kids. That's gonna be like crazy typing up that obituary, like survived by everybody's just named George. Do you think that their grandchildren are also named George? Anyway, yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend. I did not ever have a George Foreman grill. Adam, I bet you had a George Foreman grill. You kind of seem like a George Foreman grill kind of person. It's like a manly grilling. Fat ass girlfriend, love that grill. So the other thing that the other trend I've also kind of bucked is it's the air fryer trend. I'm like, just use a microwave. Just use a microwave or the oven. The oven does the same thing. You guys, you forget that there is like a broiler setting, and then usually there is also a fan forced setting, and both of those will give you the same effect. You don't even need to do the whole air fryer thing. The air fryer thing, and I don't even know. Like I think like the radioactivity up in there is crazy. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the love. I am pretty and I am loved and blessed. You are loved and blessed also. Shout out to you if you're a churchgoer. I'm a churchgoer. Yeah, I'm just here chit chatting. I was talking about George Foreman passing away. That is sad. 76 years old is young, but it seems like the life expectancy is going down. So the life expectancy seems to be going down. Bo said, oh. Well, you have to ask yourself, Bo, what is it that you really want in life? And if it's something that you want, then that you answer according to that. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. You can do whatever you want. I like church, but church is cool. Yeah, I think you're right. I like a man that goes to church because I feel like a man that goes to church is less likely to cheat and is more likely to be faithful in his marriage. And so, but yeah, I like church. Church is a great place to go to do group prayer and to see the goodness and wholeness of community. And if you do not go to church, you are missing out on some of the best aspects of human life and human interaction. So every Sunday, my church gets together and they really do a big deal for like certain holidays. Like Mother's Day is a beautiful, beautiful time. Oh my gosh, yeah, I have to show that comment. They tried to hide this comment. They tried to hide that comment. He said, "Would you like a man that actively watches Skibbity Toilet and goes to church?" They thought you were saying something bad. That's hilarious. Can you have what I'm smoking? No, I have my Cali Cali. I have my Cali Cali. It is only for 21 and over. I am California sober. I do not participate in drinking alcohol anymore. I did. I did for a long time. It was socially acceptable in my family. And I was inspired by a friend of mine who quit drinking. And actually, he came into my group, not my group chat, to my live stream earlier today. And I think it's the first time he's ever come into my live stream. But my friend Goods, he was the first one that I met that ended up quitting alcohol. And I was super inspired by like the duration of time that he went without quitting or without drinking alcohol. And in my family, like it is socially acceptable because like alcoholism isn't a problem. And so I just always thought alcohol was okay. In high school, my mom was like, look, you can go out with your friends. If you end up drinking, just don't drink and drive. You can call me. And it was almost like alcohol was socially acceptable. And so, yeah, so I ended up in a lot of situations where I was drinking underage, and it was never a problem for me as an adult. But there was just a certain point where I just didn't feel healthy drinking anymore. And so I made a conscious effort. The first time I tried to quit was two years ago. I think it was in like September, and I didn't drink at all for a couple of months. And then on Christmas Eve, I thought, why don't I just have a couple of drinks with my family? Because it's Christmas Eve, and why not have drinks with your family? And so, anyway, I ended up having a couple of drinks and not too much, but the next day I just felt horrible. I didn't feel good. And so that just made me quit drinking alcohol altogether. And so now I feel a lot better. My health is the best it's ever been. I'm more active than I've ever been. I no longer have any sort of depression issues. I just feel great. Yeah, my moderators are anti-skibbity toilet. No, I think it's just the auto checker. My moderators aren't here right now. My moderators are usually on my 1 o'clock show, my 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I go over like crypto news and just some like international politics stuff. Bitcoin is down. It's at 84,000. But it is finding like, higher lows and higher highs. And so we are coming out of a negative downturn. And so things are good there. Things are looking up. Like my raspberry tea this evening, which tastes amazing. What are you all having? What are you having to drink, Adam? What are you having, Adam? PBR. I've had a PBR a few times. I can have a gnarly hangover from a PBR. And then when I lived in Australia, the beer in Australia is very, very, very strong. It's very strong. Some of the worst hangovers of my life were when I lived in Australia. So the beer in the US is not nearly as strong. You can go to like some specialty places and you can get some pretty strong beers there, but for the most part, like not compared to Australia, those beers, they're like, it was like going to Denver. Denver was crazy with all their different beers. Oh, no one likes the Bitcoin light in the background. How come I'm using two mics? So one of these is my mic. This one's for my computer, and this one is plugged into my phone, and I am busting the vertical live stream right now. So usually my daytime show, I run it through my computer and I don't do the vertical live stream, but I'm not running this through StreamYard. I'm not screen sharing, but usually I'll screen share, I'll pull up charts. Sometimes I'll pull up funny little videos, but usually I'll talk about like news. I'll read news articles just because people don't read anymore. And so I found that if I go and I read the news articles to people, And I just make it fun and engaging. So there was something today that I wanted to talk about in some of the news. So if you guys saw, there was some news that came out from the UAE about them investing $1.4 trillion into the US, and it having to do with like semiconductars and some infrastructure things like that. But what's really funny is, so the crypto czar head and who they met with was one of the heads of one of the manufacturers of aluminum. And so what's funny about aluminum, if you guys remember, the European Union is having tariffs on the aluminum. And so there were retaliatory tariffs that were whacked against the United States because of the aluminum. And so the European Union has since eased up and said they're going to delay the retaliatory tariffs. So aluminum tariffs have been in limbo with the European Union and the United States. But then meanwhile, news comes out that we make a deal with the UAE, and it just so happens that our crypto czar, David Sachs, was meeting with someone who has to do with the aluminum out of the UAE. So it shows the art of the deal is working, because he is working trade tariffs with friendly countries like the UAE, who we have close relations with. It's not someone that we're typically going to whack with all of these tariffs. But then there's countries like the UAE that go, oh crap, we're next. And that's kind of what I had said on the channel, is a lot of what he's doing is just huff and puff, and he's fighting with Mexico, and he's fighting with Canada, and he's fighting with the European Union. Those are our closest allies. Well, he's only doing that because it's strategy moves. The moves in Mexico, we already have manufacturing up 3 times greater than expected for the month of February, because all of the automotive manufacturing that was being done in Mexico has started to move domestically back to the United States. But the tariff on aluminum with the European Union 100% was a strategy move against the UAE and aluminum, and the deal that they just made with the semiconductors, and that was a $1.7 trillion deal. It just came out today. So I had to piece together a couple of different news articles to make that whole story come together. But I was like, wow. So I like Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk is great. I love what Doge is doing. I do think it is slightly reckless, because Doge is basically going in and dismantling a bunch. However, Trump is one of the very few presidents who served a term, was not in office for 4 years, and had 4 years to think about all of his insider knowledge and how he would do things differently going forward. And so that's something that is 100% different than other presidents, is that he was able to actually spend several years planning what he was going to do different. So he had Doge come in, let's audit the government, we'll go in, we'll make sure there's no more wasteful spending, and boom, now here we're at. We're looking at all of this dismantling going on. And the Department of Education is being dismantled per executive order. So thank you, Laid Back, for enjoying my viewpoint. You guys can smash a subscribe if you'd like. I do a daytime show at 1 o'clock Pacific time every day, even Saturday and Sunday. And sometimes the shows are not as good as they should be, but I try to do a lot of due diligence. And I'm doing a lot in terms of like tracking some of the political stuff going on, such as like all of the cryptocurrency ETFs, which state have Bitcoin legislation that is currently making its way through government. And so of the states, there are 23 states that have already put forth some Bitcoin legislation. California, where I live, has not put forth any legislation. So I'm currently involved in a grassroots movement to try and bring awareness to the fact that we need to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We have billions and billions of dollars to put forth a train that is still not generating any sort of income. But what you could do is put some of that money in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is an asset that requires no maintenance. You don't need someone to maintain it. There's no parts that are going to fail. You don't need to hire people to manage it. It is an asset that is going to sit there and appreciate and value over time with no work put in. Bitcoin, and there's just a finite number of Bitcoin. There's only 22 million in existence. There is never going to be more Bitcoin out there, and everyone currently wants Bitcoin. And as we see country nations start to purchase up Bitcoin, we are going to see a run on the price, and Bitcoin is going to go into a crazy price discovery because only one country, 21 million, Adam corrected me, 21 million. The Bitcoin is going to have a short squeeze once all of these countries start to buy in on it. And so once that occurs, the price is just going to rise exponentially. So you should not be selling your Bitcoin. You 100% should be investing in cryptocurrency because now you're starting to see all of these countries following the United States. They're going to follow what we're doing because everybody's going to want to buy in. Some of these other coins, they're also going to continue to do well. Ethereum will do well. Solana will do well. Litecoin will do well. Link will do well. ADA will do well. All of these coins are going to continue to do well, but Bitcoin is considered the gold standard of cryptocurrency. And look, each different chain has different functions. Some are slow chains. Some are fast chains. You purchased different chains for different reasons. I do things with Bitcoin. Just this week, I booked a hotel with Bitcoin. It was for the Bitcoin conference. And I got a smoking deal on it, but it's one of those things where it's like, I didn't spend that much in Bitcoin by today's cost. But when I look at how much I've paid for that hotel room in 10 years, I'm going to be like, wow, I could have bought a house with that. So it's and that's just how it is. You are going to see the tokenization of everything, and that's not just me saying that. That is everyone saying that. That is Larry Fink of BlackRock saying that. Everybody says tokenization is occurring, and whether you believe it or not. I mean, your Teslas are all already equipped for you to be able to utilize real world assets. So you can sell your driving data through the real world asset integration in your smart car and have cryptocurrency in your pocket. And you can sell that for US dollar and export it to your bank account. People think it's this foo-foo land magic internet money, and here people are with real apps on their phone trading this currency. Adam actually sent me $50 in Bitcoin when he found out about my daughter's illness. He was like, hey, what's your Bitcoin wallet? And he sent me $50 in Bitcoin. Adam, you're probably going to hate when you see how much that $50 is in 10 years because you'll be like, wow, I could have bought a car with that. But we are real people that are using Bitcoin. And that light behind me, it's like, I didn't pay that. I did not buy that with Bitcoin. But there are different cryptocurrency apps you can use that have actual debit cards, such as Robinhood, such as crypto.com, that give you immediate access to this cryptocurrency. So you can put money into the cryptocurrency, and whenever that cryptocurrency is up, you're selling it and you're making money on this cryptocurrency, and you can use it in real time with your credit card in real time for anything that you want to buy. For anything. You can have the wallet in your card. In a van down by the river. Yes. And as long as you have internet, it works. It's fantastic. It is going to be the new gold standard. Yeah, I do love that in the band Down by the River. That is a great reference. That's a great reference. Ded, thank you for joining us. I don't think I've ever had you on one of my chats before, but you're a vocal one, so I like it. I like it. No, I'm not scamming. I'm not asking anybody for anything, though. Somebody else said I was scamming. No, I'm not scamming. But it's funny because when I was on the dating sites, I had put that I was into cryptocurrency. And a lot of people would say, as soon as a girl puts cryptocurrency into their dating profile, you immediately think that they're a scammer. And I'm like, no, I'm not a scammer. I get offers for different coins and to advertise certain things. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to do that, because with cryptocurrency, everybody can see your moves. And so in my wallets, because of my job and what I do, most of my wallets are doxed. Most people know my Solana wallet, my Ethereum wallet, my Bitcoin wallet. You can see everything that's on there. You can see my assets. You can see it. So that's just how it is. That is just how it is. But cryptocurrency is something that we're going to see major mass adoption. The United States has said that it's starting to purchase up cryptocurrency, but that it's going to do so over a several-year period. So we tend to operate in four-year market cycles. So I tend to think that the United States is not going to start to buy in until there is like another major pullback. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. But that's the show. I didn't not even plan to be on here this long, but I appreciate you all for hanging out. Feel free to smash a subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time. I hope to see you all there. Have a good night and be safe.